This weekend, we return to the heat of the Sunshine State. The start of the season has been rough on much of the field, but the Florida sun isn't the only thing heating up, as a handful of these warriors are making sure that their names aren't left in the dust.
Oh, that was close!
Our reigning freestyle champion returns to the track where she starred in the biggest Cinderella story in Monster Jam history. And one of the biggest monsters of them all is looking to leap past the son of a legend and claim his first event championship of the season.
Absolutely nailed it!
This is round 7. This is Orlando. This is Monster Jam. Nice air. And he saves it. There is your wow factor.
Big air out of the box! Awesome move, look at that!
After an epic 6-event run in Houston, Texas, Monster Jam shifts gears and now begins the first of 3 events in Orlando, Florida. Good afternoon, everyone, from Camping World Stadium. I'm Scott Jordan alongside Monster Jam driver Colt Stevens. And Colt, there is quite the excitement in the air as Monster Jam is finally able to return to the site of World Finals 20.
Absolutely. It's been a whole year since we've been here, but I'm excited. Orlando always has some of the best shows out there.
And there it was Musauer that took Zombie to the racing finals. He crossed the finish line first, but didn't win the championship after red lighting at the starting line. Now, he lives in Orlando. His family's here. So what type of emotion do you think Bari carries into this weekend?
Scott, there was a lot of controversy over that red light. Usually a red light's when you start too fast. You go before the green light starts. But Bari actually didn't stage far enough. He stopped the truck at the first beam. The truck rocked back. And unfortunately, under Monster Jam rules, it says that's considered a red light. So there's a lot of controversy. But we talked to Bari earlier, and he said that's all in the past. He's excited to be back here in Orlando. He put that behind him. He was bad fast in practice yesterday. So hopefully he can continue that momentum and make up for that here today.
And it was also World Finals 20 that Todd LeDuc walked out of here feeling like he should have been the freestyle champion. And although he does have 2 freestyle wins this season, it is absolutely eating at him that he's not won an event championship yet this season.
There is no doubt Todd LeDuc is one of the most competitive drivers out there. He's had a great season so far, but it's not the normal LeDuc we're used to seeing. Big air, fast momentum, and stuff like that. But Todd is from the West Coast. That dirt is really deserty, dry, sandy. In Houston, it was real tacky. So maybe moving out here to Florida where the dirt is more like sand, it'll be an advantage for Todd, and we'll see him back on top.
Let's take a look at the driver lineup for this event. As I mentioned before, after 6 rounds in Houston, Tom Meents winning 3, Ryan Anderson winning 3, but who else might have some momentum coming in other than Tom and Ryan?
We've been talking about it all day. Bryce has a new baby at home, just born this week, so he's got his mind on that. And sometimes as a driver, that's the advantage you need. Sometimes you come in here thinking about too much, and then it ends up mistakes and you can't quite get it done. So Bryce has this at home. Congratulations on the new baby, and hopefully he can bring home a win for the family.
We're going to be up here calling the action all day, but down on the track is our pit reporter Leslie Mears, and she's with the reigning World Finals freestyle champion Lindsay Reed.
So we're back, Lindsay. So what's it feel like to be here?
Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, as soon as I walked into the stadium, like the butterflies were in my stomach. I just pictured the huge ramps that we had coming down these stands right here to where I won that showdown competition to lead me into the freestyle. I am so excited to be back. I absolutely love Orlando, and Orlando obviously loved Scooby-Doo 2 years ago. So I'm really, really excited to see how all the shows turn out this weekend.
Well, guys, she's got all her tips and pointers, and the energy is high.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's take a look now at the Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 event format for round 7 in Orlando. Our drivers will compete in 3 competitions: Monster Energy Racing, the Great Cliff Skills Challenge, and Bkt Monster Jam Freestyle. 12 points will be awarded to the winner of each competition with a total of 36 points on the line, and the driver with the most points at the end of the night will be crowned the overall event champion. It's time now for Track Talk presented by Great Clips. In Houston, our drivers competed on both Chicago-style and St. Louis-style tracks. So, Cole, what style track will our drivers be competing on tonight at Camping World Stadium?
What we have here is Chicago-style track. You have 2 corners going to the left. Both drivers will be on the same track, hitting the ramps 3 times. But what's interesting to me is they got a metal ramp down there for an 8-pack. Unfortunately, track officials don't like it right now. It's interesting to me because I've never seen it, and I want to see the trucks hit it, but they don't really like it right now, so they told the drivers to stay away from it. So we won't see an 8-pack backflip here today, but as it goes on, they're going to make some changes, and maybe next round or so, we'll see an 8-pack backflip, but with the new metal ramps.
Let's take a look now at the racing bracket for Monster Energy Racing. Round 1 matchups are set. Jim Kohler and Avenger, Tom Mentz and Max D, 2 veterans, and then Bakugan, Dragonoid, and Gravedigger, a battle of Andersons. The Black Pearl against Scooby-Doo, Zombie versus Overboard, and then Mohawk Warrior, Rage, Megalodon, and Monster Energy receiving first-round buys based on their finish from round 6. So taking a look at that racing bracket, Colt, which matchup stands out to you as the premier round 1 match?
Being Hall of Fame weekend here in Orlando, I have to say this first round here, we got veteran versus veteran. Excited to see those guys go head-to-head.
We are now ready to roll in Orlando with Monster Energy Racing, our first matchup of the line. 2 incredibly accomplished drivers. It's Jim Kohler and it's Tom Mentz, and they are coming to the line. We got a green light, and they hit the first turn. Tom Mentz on that one wheel, that front tire up off the ground. The final turn, Jim Kohler giving it everything he's got.
Wow! Jim's got him, but he's got a flat tire.
Take a look at the official replay here. Jim Kohler getting across that finish line. Now 2-0 against Tom Mentz. Our next matchup of round 1, it is supposed to be a brother versus sister battle. Ryan Anderson and Bakugan Dragonoid. He is in his spot ready to pull to the starting line. Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger nowhere to be found.
Man, this is not good for her. This will start messing with your head early, not making it to the line. Even if they do get it fixed, it can mess with you in the later events.
So Kristen Anderson will not make it to the line. Ryan Anderson gets a bye run. He still has to complete a run around the track, and of course time is always of the essence. Perfect off the race ramp, rounding the turn again for Bakugan Dragonoid. Ryan Anderson gonna bring it home here. So Ryan Anderson does advance into the second round, as we will get word in just a bit on Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger. Now we go to our third matchup. Cole Vennard, Black Pearl, and Scooby-Doo's Lindsay Reed. And we've talked about Lindsay, a lot to prove here. She is on a 4-race winning streak going back to World Finals on this track. With 2 racing wins already this season, but Lindsay Reed is pushing him to the limit. Final turn now, Cole Vennard with an advantage. Look at Lindsay go. That is going to be a tough finish. On the original Super Glue, glued to the action replay, a photo finish, but Scooby-Doo is going to win this.
Wow! Finally got that monkey off her back.
Our final round 1 matchup, Musauer in Zombie, Orlando's favorite Monster Jam driver. And then he is up against Jamie Garner in Overboard, who has been incredibly consistent this season. And Leslie, I know you talked to Musauer earlier tonight. He's got a lot of family here this weekend.
You know, you would think he would be really nervous, but he's not at all. He said he's actually really excited and at ease to hit the competition. He's got family, friends, and even some of his new neighbors that have never seen Monster Jam before that are going to get to experience this weekend, and he's so excited to talk to them after the show to see how much they loved it.
And here they come halfway through. Jamie Garner, a slight advantage. Musauer's got to pick it up. Off the race ramp, and he did just that.
What a comeback by Bari about halfway through. I thought Jamie had him, but Bari didn't weaken. Got through that corner and got the win.
Here's where we stand after round 1. Our second round matchups are set. It's going to be Great Clips Mohawk Warrior against Avenger, Rage against Bakugan Dragonoid, Megalodon against Scooby-Doo, and Monster Energy versus Zombie. Round 1 of Monster Energy Racing is complete. In round 2, Great Clips Mohawk Warriors Bryce Kenny will head of the track for the first time in Orlando. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by Spin Master. Create your own epic Monster Jam stunts with official Monster Jam toys. Real toys, real action, Monster Jam. Welcome back to Orlando, Florida. This is round 7 of 26 of the Monster Jam's 2021 season, and round 2 of Monster Energy Racing is about to start. Well, the racing order has changed here in round 2 as Jim Kohler's crew gets that flat tire fixed in the back. So we're going to start it with Rage and Bakugan Dragonoid, and Avenger will drop lower in the Monster Energy Racing bracket.
I've been watching this track and I have seen very consistent race lane.
The big sounds of Rage tearing it up. Ryan Anderson, and he is now up on 2 wheels. That is going to slow him down. Here comes Rage. He's going to hit the tire.
Whoa!
And flies off the side of the race ramp. So Corey Rummel crosses the finish line first, but he came off the side of that race ramp. That is a 5-second penalty, and Ryan Anderson is now moving on to the semifinals. As we continue our second round here in Monster Energy Racing, Adam Anderson and Megalodon, a 5-time world champion. He now enters the bracket. He will go up against Lindsey Reed and Scooby-Doo. Here we go around the turn. Adam Anderson with the advantage here. And Megalodon, Lindsey Reed bounces off. That's where Ryan Anderson hit it. And Adam Anderson gets it, so now 2 races in a row. We've seen some struggles. What's going on in that corner of the track?
Well, it looks like this race lane is definitely going away. The more the trucks are hitting it, the more it's becoming cup. It's real slick, and we're seeing these trucks slide around.
Our next matchup, 2-time World Finals champion Tyler the Duke in Monster Energy up against Bari Musauer in Zombie. So Tyler the Duke goes to the left lane, Bari in the right. Tyler the Duke has struggled in Monster Energy Racing so far this year. Leduc off the ramp before Bari. And Todd had to slow down quite a bit. Bari Musauer has caught up. And Todd again slow, and he is going to spin out on the far side of the track. Our final round 2 matchup, it is Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, who was our round 6 racing winner, and now Jim Kohler with a brand new BKT tire will pull up to the starting line in Avenger. Jim Kohler rocking that new Avenger body again, the right lane here. Jim Kohler goes up on 2 wheels, and Bryce Kenny now taking advantage. And he's got to slow down. Jim Kohler having all kinds of problems.
Wow.
What did they put in that BKT tire for Jim Kohler?
It's the track, Scott. The track is going away. It's getting hard. That sandy surface that was on top is starting to push away.
Semifinals now are set in Monster Energy Racing. It's Great Clips Mohawk Warrior against Bakugan Dragonoid and Megalodon against Zombie. 4 heavyweights here to determine our first racing winner in Orlando. Leslie, a lot of action going on here in racing. What's the conversation with the crew chiefs down there?
Yeah, Ryan Anderson is not happy about being in this right lane. He feels that the track is doing exactly what you're saying, Colt, that corner before the right lane jump is really washing out, and he doesn't want to finish over here. So he's going to have his hands full in this race.
Bryce Kenny, the fastest Monster Jam driver in the world. Now coming around off the race ramp. Ryan Anderson looking good so far in the right lane. A tight drift, gets up on 2 wheels and noses it over.
Oh, Bkt! Oh!
Let's go here to the Super Glue to the Action replay. Talk us through it.
The truck was just upset coming in. It was offloaded to one side. He hit the jump, and it just threw the truck sideways. There's nothing he could do. He was along for the ride. He needs to get this truck outside, get the technicians on it, and hopefully he can make it back for the next round.
Our final matchup here in our semifinal round is Bari Musauer in Zombie and 5-time World Finals champion Adam Anderson in Megalodon. Adam Anderson so fast off the starting line, probably the fastest in the field. And he is on a rail right now. Adam Anderson takes the corner great. He slows it down. Bari catching up to him.
Oh no, Bari! Oh no!
Unbelievable, he lands it.
Back on the tires.
And we're gonna take a look at the official super glue glued to the action replay of that finish. Incredible save for Bkt Musauer, but Adam Anderson looked dead in the water in Megalodon.
That's what we call a tank slap. That truck landed, bounced from one side to the other, but a nice move there at the end to give it a little bit of gas to get it back on all 4 tires.
The fastest 2 in Florida are about to head of the line. It's the matchup the fans would love to see. Anderson versus Anderson. Will it happen? We'll find out next with the Monster Energy Racing Finals. Welcome back to Camping World Stadium, located in downtown Orlando, Florida. Scott Jordan, Colt Stevens here. It's the Monster Energy Racing Finals. The question remains, will Ryan Anderson and Bakugan emerge from the tunnel? Bryce Kenny now pulling out of his stall. Leslie, what's going on with Ryan Anderson?
Well, you're right, it was a bent 4-length bar, but then as they put it up on the jack and they started turning those tires, they found that there were some issues with that front housing, and so they're actually taking apart the front right corner now with the hopes that he can make it back later in the show.
Thank you, Leslie. So here's our final matchup in Monster Energy Racing. It is Adam Anderson and Megalodon. Over there in the left lane, Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, gets a great opportunity now to come back into the finals and take that right lane for what would be his 2nd consecutive racing championship. We're down to 2, and they are off. Bryce, no problem in the turn. Adam, the same.
That's a close one, Scott.
Head-to-head on the race ramp. Bryce getting up on 2 wheels for Adam Anderson. The door is wide open. And he gets off the race ramp, and Adam Anderson takes Megalodon to the racing championship. A great start for Adam Anderson here in Orlando. Let's take a look now at the points after one competition. These are also the points currently for the overall event lead. Adam Anderson gets 12, Bryce Kenny 11, Ryan Anderson with 10, Bkt Musauer with 9, and Todd LeDuc with 8. That rounds out your top 5 after Monster Energy Racing. After his big racing win, Leslie Mears is standing by with Adam Anderson.
Well, it doesn't seem to matter if it's tacky or if it's dry and sandy out here. Adam, you've got it together. So how were you able to stay so even and consistent when everybody else was just losing it out there?
In all honesty, I think it's a little bit, I got seat time, and it showed out there today because the track is all over the place. And yeah, everybody, all the competitors right now have a lot of seat time, but I have more than most. I was a little reckless. I didn't feel comfortable, but I won.
Guys.
With racing completed, it was time for the 2nd competition of the afternoon, the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Each driver had the option to attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels or a donut. Competitors attempted a variety of moves and combinations and were judged based on creativity, skill, and execution. 12 points were on the line towards tonight's overall event championship. Let's take a quick look back at our top 3 finishers. In 3rd place, it was Adam Anderson and Megalodon, who had huge air on a sky wheelie and then a bicycle.
Nice truck awareness.
In 2nd place, it was Todd LeDuc, who would get a popper nose wheelie moonwalk combination and then a bicycle.
He's just going to ride it right out of the stadium.
Finally, once again, the winner of the Great Clip Skills Challenge was Ryan Anderson with this incredible sidewall cyclone.
Look at that. What a great move. What a hard move.
After 2 competitions, let's take a look at the overall event leaderboard. It is Ryan Anderson and Adam Anderson both with 22, Todd LeDuc with 19, Bkt Musauer and Bryce Kenny with 18 apiece, rounding out your Bkt Top 5. After his big win in the Great Clip Skills Challenge, Leslie Mears caught up with Ryan Anderson.
Ryan, it was crazy in the back as you were trying to get the truck fixed for this 2-wheel skills competition. You were even slinging wrenches. So how were you able to get back in the truck after working on it and focus so heavily and complete those amazingly hard skills?
There's a lot that goes to it. For my crew guys to thrash like they did, all the crew guys back there, everybody was pitching in, I was pitching in, and for me to be able to come out here and do something wild like that, that's probably the best sidewall cyclone I've ever done in my life. And for me to be able to do that after they thrashed, that's what makes it worth it for these guys. They go back there and they bust their knuckles non-stop for me to come out here and look good. When I can do that, that makes them look good.
Man, guys, he's able to switch gears and has that amazing focus.
One more competition still to come up next. It's our official halftime report coming up next. Everyone in Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude and Monster Jam We Won't Stop t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. Welcome back to Camping World Stadium for today's exciting Round 7 action of the 2021 Monster Jam season. I'm Scott Jordan alongside driver, analyst, and Mr. Charisma, Colt Stevens. Now, Adam Anderson coming into Houston, started off with a bang, winning racing twice in a row. But as the competitions went on, it was 6 grueling rounds. He seemed to get a little more weaker, a little more tired. He told us he had a bad back. So this week off has been great for him, and it's showing here tonight.
Yeah, after round 1 in Houston, I went and talked to Adam, and Adam's like, man, it is hurting me. These shocks, they're just not right. He dealt with that. He got through it, but we had so many shows back-to-back there. Adam just never had the time to heal. Having that week off might have been what he needed. It looks like he's got the advantage now. He's been out there doing really good, filling it out. Not going 100% yet, but we got freestyle up. I'm interested to see what Adam has in store.
And Musauer won freestyle in round 6, so he's here in his hometown. Big moments for him here in the stadium. Can he carry that momentum from round 6 and win big, or does someone kind of take away that hometown hero spotlight from him?
And it's really hard as a driver. Hometown, there's a lot of pressure there. One thing about Bari, though, he's very calm and collected. He always has a level head about him. So if one guy can come away with a win in his hometown, I really feel like it could be Bari.
For more on the Megalodon driver Adam Anderson, it's time for our halftime UNOH pit report. For that, we head downstairs to Leslie Mears.
You find yourself currently tied going into this final freestyle competition and kind of in the middle of the pack. How do you feel about your odds going out at that position?
It's kind of back and forth. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to go down. So there's 2 ways to go about this. Do I play it safe because this is the first show of today? And do I play it safe and potentially just place high but not win, not take that? Or do I push the limits so I can knock my brother down, but then also sacrifice the truck for the evening event where I could overtake him again? So it's a tough balance.
So how do you find ways to elevate your competition and put on those big jumps and those big moves that the fans want to see while also kind of like salvaging yourself? Because I've heard if you play it safe, it really affects your momentum for freestyle.
Yeah, definitely playing it safe for freestyle. It affects the momentum of your driving and all that stuff. But as long as I keep good momentum on the track, and I hope for a couple wow factors, accidental wow factors in there, but I don't push for them necessarily right now. And it's a strategy that I'm going after, and it's been working. I'm creeping my way up, and there's kind of a lot of chatter. Racing, yeah, I got it down, but skills and freestyle, I'm picking it up right now, and I'm going to be the dark horse. I'm going to take out everybody.
Colt, I don't consider Adam Anderson a dark horse in any Monster Jam competition, but we'll see. Now, earlier this weekend, you had a chance to sit down with Bryce Kenny and talk about his big save of the year in 2019.
That's right, Scott. We got to sit down driver to driver and talk about what it's like to be in one of these wild and crazy saves as we go inside Monster Jam with Colt's Corner, presented by Great Clips.
It had to be one of the highlights of my career, probably the highlight of my career so far. And I would love to say it was planned. A lot of people that see the video, they ask me, did you mean to do that? And the answer was absolutely not. I was just so pumped that we could get something like that pulled off.
Yeah, whenever you go into a save like that, I always tell drivers out there that have a save, but it's really not a save. They just rolled over and got back to the tires. You did work right there. I have the video, actually.
Oh, nice. All right.
Here comes Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior.
Yeah, so I knew I was wanting to hit that big transition, and the truck just threw me over on my roof. I just was so shocked about it. I was surprised, though, that the dirt pile was over there. I knew it was over there. I was just surprised I was that close to it when the truck started moving. And if you notice in the video, I jammed the brake when I'm midair.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing, and it settled the truck down enough to land on all fours and not keep rotating.
But your mind and your muscles did exactly what they needed to do to get you back on. You had to know where you were. You felt where that truck was. It shows your experience. It shows your knowledge to know when to hit that brake and stop that truck and get it back on the tire. And that takes skill.
I don't know what other compliment I would ever want from Colt Man Stevens, okay? Because that means a lot, buddy.
And our winner is Bryce Kenny.
Because to me, it was like that moment in my career where I hope that it got people to think oh, maybe Bryce has arrived. Who is this Bryce Kenny guy? I can't control that. I'm out here to yes, have some fun, but I want to win and I want to compete, and I hate losing.
And he saves it. Look at that move. There is your wow factor for Bryce Kenny. Colts Corner was presented by Great Clips, home of the Great Care Promise. Their commitment to helping keep everyone stay as safe as possible in the salon. Check out greatclips.com/greatcare today. Still to come, Colt will break down more saves as the final competition of the night and what some fans call the main event. Bkt Freestyle is next on Monster Jam. It's been everything we've hoped for so far in round 7. Welcome back to the city beautiful Orlando, Florida. I'm Scott Jordan here with Colt Stevens. Now, Orlando has been known for some amazing freestyle runs, going all the way back to Dennis Anderson driving Gravedigger. And, of course, no one can forget the Leduc Leap from World Finals 20. Now, Colt, I know you were excited to see the first Orlando freestyle competition this season.
Yeah, these monsters have been known to throw down some epic runs here in Orlando.
Let's get right to it. It's time for Bkt Monster Jam Freestyle. Each driver has 2 minutes to put together a spectacular freestyle performance. Our drivers will be judged by fans in attendance based on creativity, momentum, the use of all obstacles on the track, and their ability to fill the entire clock. To qualify for a score, drivers must complete the first 30 seconds of their run. This is Bkt Freestyle. Orlando's own Musauer in Zombie now will begin his freestyle run. A lot of excitement for Bari coming back into Orlando. So a big weekend for Musauer at Camping World Stadium. Musauer slap wheelie off the jammer.
Nice.
Squares up over here on the right lane pod.
Woo! You know, Bari's been struggling with shock settings, and that right there, if we see him keep driving, that means the shocks are working good. Anytime you see a driver take a hit like that all forward and they kind of slow down a little bit, that's a telltale that the shocks are not right.
2011 Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, has done a lot of great things in his 10-year career. A star on the Triple Threat Series.
You got to be careful in that situation. Bari did exactly right. You automatically want to turn into it, but you got to be ready to catch it when it tank slaps the other way.
And how quick do you have to be to catch that?
You got to be quick, but you also got to be, you got to feel it. That's all by feel. When you're in that truck, you're locked into it. You become one, and you have to feel every inch of that truck.
And he's got a flat tire, that right rear.
He needs to turn the other direction. Anytime you got a flat, there you go, Bari. You want that to be on the inside of your turn.
That thing is just beat up and hanging on for dear life. There's a donut.
He's gonna drag that Bkt right off that truck. He did exactly what he needed to do there too. When you have a flat like that, it is extremely hard to jump and do anything else. He knew he had that, crew chief probably told him, and he could feel it, so he went into a donut to finish off his run.
Here comes the fastest Monster Jam driver in the world, Guinness World Record holder, Bryce Kenny. We're going back to what Leslie said as we see big air from Bryce Kenny.
Nice.
How do you maximize your ability when you're driving these ruts? We don't hear ruts a lot in Monster Jam. That's something the Supercross talks about a lot, but a Monster Jam rut with a 12,000-pound truck, what do you do for that?
They're your worst nightmare. You can get these trucks and you don't think something's there. You got to be careful, but those tires will grip that rut and it'll put you on your roof in a heartbeat and you won't even know what hit you. Nice sky wheelie.
Step up on the sky wheelie, incredible.
Uh-oh. Woo!
Now he is wobbling big time. We see the sway bars back and forth. Earlier in racing in the finals, we saw the truck leaning to the left. So what adjustments are made now for freestyle?
We have sway bar adjusters on the front of the truck. There's on each end. So if it's short one way or tall the other way, they can adjust it. They just screw it down real quick, and that'll push that truck back straight. Oh, what do you know? no!
He can save that. He could have thought he could have saved that.
There's that rut I was just talking about. You asked me, Scott. Well, that's what happens when you hit a rut.
Take a look at the replay before he got there.
Comes in, catches that rut, puts him right on the roof. Nothing he could do about that.
5-time World Finals champion Adam Anderson and Megalodon currently sitting tied atop the leaderboard with his brother Ryan. So this is a huge freestyle run for him.
Oh
no! A wobbly landing, but he catches it.
Ooh, that was an aggressive bounce.
Up over the right side race lane. We've yet to see the Monster Energy backflip ramp come into play. Look at the control for Adam Anderson.
Dragging the tail. Man, the timing has to be so right whenever you do those slap wheelies. You got to come down, lock the brakes up, stop the momentum of the tires. Hit, hopefully the shocks have enough rebound to pop that front end up. And then grab the throttle right at the right time to keep walking it across the floor.
And there is a great jump, gets the front tires down, sliding it back on the ramp.
Perfect downside right there. I love when that happens. That's such a cool feeling as a driver. He's gonna do it again.
Step up, end over end, nose wheelie.
That's a smart move from a driver whenever you can downside like that. It keeps the truck together. Anytime you can land on a downside and use that momentum, it's so much easier on the truck than landing all four flat on the ground.
I love that ramp on the far side of the track. It's great elevation back down on the pod. Adam Anderson made his debut in Megalodon earlier this summer at Guinness breaking world records, and he is going to spin this thing around and line it up for the Monster Energy backflip ramp. Here comes Adam Anderson. Elevation, lands on the back two, and nails the Monster Energy backflip. A great freestyle run from Megalodon, hits the first backflip of the night, and here we go with the replay.
Backflip here, nice. He did exactly what he needed to do to get that truck to sit right back down after that flip. Veteran move.
With more information on another Anderson, let's join Leslie Mears for more on Gravedigger.
Yeah, it's been a really frustrating day for Kristen Anderson. She had issues with the starter on her truck one day ago, and so they replaced the starter and both batteries in the truck. Today, she came out for intros, and it was still popping, and so something was wrong. They replaced the starter once again, but she said when you have those little mechanical breakage things that happen to you in the middle, it just really drains your focus.
So Kristen Anderson, a chance to redeem herself now after a frustrating start to round 7 here in Orlando.
So funny thing is, Adam, whenever he drives Gravedigger, he said it actually scares him when the door comes off. Kristen's door has now come off, so I wonder if that's going to affect her in any way. Uh-oh.
What is the purpose of the door on Gravedigger?
Well, Gravedigger is a little bit different chassis. Because of that body, it's a little bit narrower and taller, so it doesn't have the normal hole that the other trucks do that the drivers get up inside the truck on the left side. So what they had to do on Gravedigger is they actually put a door on it.
Incredible jump. Sorry to interrupt you, but she elevated. That was Todd LeDuc level.
You know, she has the high jump.
She is a Guinness World Record holder. You're absolutely right. The highest jump in a monster truck, 33.8 feet.
Man, she is just getting after it. She's doing a great job. She's definitely making a comeback. Oh, look at her.
Saying hello to Max D. Fire.
Atta girl, this is exactly what she needs.
Still trying to figure out some of these stadium tracks. They've given her a lot of trouble coming off a career spent so far on the Triple Threat Series primarily.
Oh, watch those ruts over there, Kristen.
She's going to run out of time here. Looks like she was getting ready to make another big jump, but the clock goes red.
Huge air right there. Perfect downside on that step up. You know, she's known for that huge air, that world record she has, so that's a cakewalk for her.
With 12 of the best superstars in the world competing in freestyle, not everybody can launch themselves into the top 5. So let's take a look at some of the lower performing Monster Jam trucks in tonight's competition. The 10th place position belonged to Corey Rummel in Rage, who does have a freestyle win. He was consistent as well, but not those big extreme air moments we've come to know from him. And then in 11th place, it was Cole Venar. No wow moments for him, getting the fans up on his feet in the Black Pearl. And Jim Kohler in 12th. He would get caught up in that rut on the far side of the track and roll over Avenger. 8 trucks have completed their freestyle run, so let's take a look at your current Bkt Freestyle Top 5. Adam Anderson currently sitting in 1st, Bari Musauer in 2nd, Bryce Kenny in 3rd, Kristen Anderson in 4th, and Jamie Gardner rounding out the Bkt Freestyle Top 5. Through 6 rounds, no competitor has more freestyle wins than Monster Energy's Todd LeDuc. And earlier this season in round 3, he was on a mission to prove why he's a 3-time Stadium Series champion and a 2-time World Finals champion.
Todd unleashed the beast in Houston with this round's Monster Energy Action of the Week.
So here's a look now at NRG Stadium, that incredible track. Todd LeDuc just tearing it up left and right.
Huge air. Coming across the track, catching it, then flipping around, tearing the truck up, knowing where he's at, but being patient and getting it back on the tires.
A contender for Save of the Year. Let's take a listen now to the radio call on that one.
Go, 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 go. Nice job, buddy. Nice job.
We are not done yet in Orlando. The exciting conclusion to Bkt Freestyle is next. We'll be right back. Great Clips, the official hair salon of Monster Jam. You can feel good about getting a great haircut with their Great Care Promise. Check out the details at greatclips.com and check in online today. After 2 competitions, let's take a look at the Bkt overall event leaderboard coming into freestyle, tied at the top between Ryan and Adam Anderson at 22 points. Todd LeDuc there in 3rd, and Bari Musauer and Bryce Kenny rounding out the top 5. Here comes 2-time World Finals champion Ryan Anderson in Bakugan Dragonoid. Now he comes into this competition currently tied atop the leaderboard with his brother Adam, but with Adam being in the lead in freestyle, the only way Ryan can win his 4th consecutive event championship is to get higher than a 9.443.
Well, body's already tore up for Ryan, so he doesn't have much to lose there. Adam was trying to save it a little bit, get into a rut. He's doing one of those bicycles out of nowhere.
Bakugan Dragonoid now lining up on the far ramp.
Oh,
Gets the front side down, no bounce. And here he comes back again. Now hits out that left side of the ramp,
Nice.
Gets the front 2 tires down, nose wheelie on the backside there as well.
the trucks sure are rebounding funny off of these ramps. Again, uh-oh.
Woo! Sideways on that landing. There he goes. Now he's crossing it up. A lot of speed as the wings come flying off the Dragon.
Ryan Anderson style, he's just driving on the ragged edge, letting it all, leaving it all on the track.
That ragged edge digger style out of Currituck County. Picking up speed, he is running out of time. He is trying to get the backflip in, and he is gonna get it.
3, 2, he's got it! Oh, broke a tie rod!
Take a look now at the replay for Ryan Anderson. 9.528. Unbelievable for Ryan Anderson. He is now in the driver's seat for a 4th consecutive event championship. All right, a guy who does not trip up very often is Todd LeDuc, Monster Energy, and he's gonna hit that right lane race ramp, the first one he sees.
Last time I saw Todd LeDuc in this stadium, he had some of the biggest air I've ever seen in my entire life.
If you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube, the LeDuc Leap from World Finals 20.
He kind of doesn't have the momentum I'm used to seeing Todd have.
It's not vintage Todd LeDuc. He's kind of slow pedaling his way down there.
He's definitely holding back. Here we go, pod to pod. He's known for the pod to pod. Yeah, nice smooth one.
Leapfrogged that.
That was easy peasy.
Bypassing the lane, he's got a lot of speed. Here we come in the near corner of the track. Here is the Monster Energy backflip ramp.
First time on this side, Scott.
And he has got it down.
Absolutely nailed it. The cleanest one of the day.
You know, Tom the Duke is a guy, when you ask somebody to explain what you do in a backflip, he's a great person to go to for that information. He will tell you everything down to the exact second, the exact speed, and the science of a backflip, and it shows every time he goes for it.
Well, Scott, he might tell you that, but coming from me, another driver, you got to watch what you take from Todd. Sometimes he's going to tell you a little bit of a story, try and get that upper hand on you. He's definitely a game player.
Head games extraordinaire for Todd the Duke. Here is the replay. He would take a turn on the Monster Energy backflip ramp, accelerates, lands it, and noses it back down. Ryan Anderson, Bakugan Dragonoid, is currently the leader both for freestyle and the event championship, but here comes the guy that won the first 3 in 2021. I'm talking about 12-time World Finals champion, the professor of Monster Jam University, Tom Meents in Bkt Fire.
Starting on the outside, we've seen that a lot from Tom this year. He starts on the outside, slowly works his way in, getting bigger and bigger.
Gets the whip now. Here we go with the ramp. Lands a little awkwardly, gets back down. Only 3 tires on that landing.
And you guys are listening to this truck. Listen to what you hear when he lands.
Sky in that one.
He's got his coil springs on this truck, and what they do is a little bit different. You can hear them hit also chains that limit it. You can see the truck actually has springs, and that's what holds it up. He does not run sway bars like these other trucks. So that's why the truck leans a lot more. And you sometimes see those wild, crazy saves that Tom is known for.
We see a lot when you get off that Sky, the Sky would jump right there. We saw Tom's back rear tires kind of jerk across the front. What's causing that?
Well, it's the same thing. So Tom runs a front engine truck. So a lot of the weight of that truck is on the front, and he has a lot of unsprung weight on the rear. So what happens is that rear end, since the weight's on the front, it doesn't need as much pressure, so it rebounds like it does.
Tom Meents, Bkt Fire, going to avoid the backflip ramp, lining it up now for the right side jammer, and he gets some huge air.
And that corner, Scott, is just very tacky.
It's tough, and he's going to go over, trying to save it right in front of the Black Pearl. Wow. Taking a look now with the Super Glue glued to the action replay for Bkt Fire.
Trying to go for a donut, but the truck is just, those ruts over there, just too much. Gets up on 2 wheels, but a great save by Tom.
Here's the top 5 on your Bkt Freestyle event leaderboard. Ryan Anderson will finish in 1st, Adam Anderson in 2nd, Todd the Duke in 3rd, Tom Meents in 4th, and Musauer in 5th, rounding out your Bkt Freestyle top 5. Now let's take a look at the final Bkt overall event leaderboard. Ryan Anderson winning his 4th straight event championship with 34 points, just 1 point ahead of his brother Adam Anderson. Todd the Duke finishes in 3rd, Musauer in 4th, and Bryce Kenny in 5th. Let's head down to the track. Leslie Mears is with our freestyle and overall event winner, Ryan Anderson.
Well, Ryan, it's only fitting that you have your crew guys with you tonight because it was a total team effort to do this. You know, how hard do these guys have to work to keep that Bakugan together?
There was basically nothing that I did to get this trophy. That was all these guys. These guys worked their butt off and many more back there to get this thing back on the track. After I cartwheeled in racing, did my crazy 2-wheel, I did nothing but tear the truck up today. And thank God these guys are behind me, or else there's no way I would have this event championship.
The action has only just begun near the Magic Kingdom as we have 2 more exciting events from right here in Orlando. Be sure to join us next time for round 8 from Camping World Stadium. For Cole Stevens and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. Good night from Orlando. We'll see you on the next Monster Jam.